Hello, everyone. Today, we will talk about the Shroud of Turin. It's one of the most mysterious artifacts in the world, a centuries-old cloth that some believe bears the face of Jesus Christ. Others think it's an elaborate medieval hoax. This is the story of the Shroud of Turin, a relic surrounded by history, myth, science, and endless debate. The Shroud of Turin is a long piece of linen, about 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, with an image of a man's body imprinted on it. The image is faint but detailed. It shows front and back views of a man who appears to have suffered injuries similar to those described in the crucifixion of Jesus. This mysterious cloth is kept in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy, where it's been housed for over 400 years. It's considered one of Christianity's most sacred relics, with millions of people flocking to see it when it's put on display. But here's the big question: is it really the burial cloth of Jesus, or is it something else entirely? The history of the shroud is hazy, and that's part of what makes it so fascinating. According to tradition, the cloth was used to wrap Jesus' body after his crucifixion. The Bible mentions a burial cloth, but it doesn't give specific details. The first clear historical record of the shroud appears in the 1350s in France. A knight named Geoffrey de Charny claimed to have the cloth and displayed it in a small church. How he got it? Nobody knows. Some say it was brought back by crusaders from the Holy Land, while others suggest it was passed down secretly through early Christian communities. In 1578, the shroud was moved to Turin, Italy, where it's been ever since. But here's the catch: there's a gap of over 1,000 years between the time of Jesus and the first mention of the shroud. So where was it during all that time? That's one of the big mysteries. The shroud story is wrapped in myths and legends that make it even more intriguing. Some people say that shroud was taken from Constantinople during the Fourth Crusade in 1204. Crusaders looted the city, and many relics vanished, possibly including this one. One legend says the image on the cloth wasn't painted or drawn. It appeared miraculously, like a divine photograph. People who believe this call it a holy relic, proof of Jesus' resurrection. A wilder theory claims that Leonardo da Vinci created the shroud using early photographic techniques as part of a secret experiment. While cool to imagine, most historians don't buy this idea. Some more stories say the shroud has healing powers, and that touching it, or even being near it, could cure illnesses. These legends add to the shroud's mystery and make it a topic of endless fascination. Now, let's get to the facts, or at least what we know so far. The image on the shroud isn't painted, and there's no evidence of brushstrokes or pigments. Scientists say the image appears to be a scorch or chemical reaction that caused discoloration in the fibers. How it happened, that's still a mystery. The man on the shroud has wounds that match the biblical description of Jesus' crucifixion: nail marks on the hands and feet, a pierced side, and scratches that look like they came from a crown of thorns. For believers, this is strong evidence that the shroud is authentic. In 1988, scientists used carbon dating to test the shroud, and the results were shocking. The test dated the cloth to the Middle Ages, around 1260–1390 AD, way too late for it to be from Jesus' time. This led many to believe the shroud was a medieval forgery. But here's the twist. Some experts argue that the carbon dating might be flawed. They say the tested samples came from a patch that was repaired in the Middle Ages, not the original cloth. Others point out that contamination from centuries of handling could have affected the results. The debate rages on. Studies have found traces of human blood on the shroud, specifically type AB, which is rare but not unheard of. DNA analysis has also revealed a mix of genetic material from different regions, suggesting the cloth may have traveled widely over the centuries. Today, the Shroud of Turin remains one of the most studied artifacts in the world. It's kept in a special case in the Cathedral of Turin, protected from light, humidity, and air to preserve it as long as possible. The Catholic Church has not declared the shroud to be definitively authentic, but it allows people to venerate it as an object of faith. Whether it's truly the burial cloth of Jesus or not, millions find spiritual meaning in it. Meanwhile, scientists continue to analyze the shroud with advanced technology. High-resolution scans, 3D imaging, and even particle physics are being used to uncover its secrets. Despite decades of research, we're still no closer to a definitive answer. So, why do we care so much about this ancient piece of cloth? It's because the shroud touches something deep within us, the desire to connect with the past and understand the mysteries of life and faith. For believers, it's a tangible link to Jesus. For skeptics, it's a fascinating puzzle that challenges our understanding of history and science. In the end, the Shroud of Turin remains a mystery. Is it a genuine relic of Jesus Christ, a medieval masterpiece, or something else entirely? No matter the answer, it continues to captivate minds and hearts, inviting us to explore the intersection of history, science, and spirituality. What do you think? Is the shroud a divine artifact or an elaborate hoax? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories from history.